Tell me when you're ready to try to fire this thing.
I'm ready if you're ready. Can you believe that?
Bingo!
All right, we got the painted cab back here in our shop. It's set on the chassis. It looks amazing, but we've got a lot of work to do. We've got 3 weeks until SEMA. We still have to wire the whole thing, plumb the whole thing. So we better get to work. All right, this is front. So we've got, this is rear.
If you're familiar with GM harnesses at all the color coding is the same. You know, so I know the big fat purple one's gonna go to the starter, and I know this orange and white's dome light, and it just helps to be familiar with that stuff. I don't know, I think we can probably figure out how to mount it now under the dash.
Okay.
If we wanna drill some holes or make a plate or whatever you decide.
Let's just drill our holes.
Cool.
I was planning to put the grommet right there so that it would sneak out just above the wheel well in the front, and then sneak up into that cove in the fender.
So maybe that's fine to go like this
So
and loop up and
I
over.
think that we do straight up and down. Feels like it's getting tight.
Okay, that's good for now. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I'm just kind of trying to route stuff in the general direction that it's going to go. That way I don't have a bunch of tangled up wires.
We're gonna have another pass through with the Holley stuff. I want to come through the tunnel over here. That hurt.
There it is. There's the piece. Joe's got 15 hours and sand and Bondo on that.
Okay, cool.
Very good. Let me untangle this stuff here. Wait a second. Wait a minute, you got to get that blue one. The blue one's all tangled up.
That's so slick. Ready to drive it. Jeff here is going to hook up the Holley, and then I thought you and I could get the core support mounted, then mount the fans to the radiator and kind of do all of that stuff.
Oh, it looks sweet. I think it's going to be a great color combo. Just the flat with the shiny on the white is going to be a really neat kind of a two-tone offset to each other, and it's going to look great.
It's fun to see the cab back on the chassis now, and with a nice paint on it. You can tell Ben over there at No Coast did a really great job on the fit and finish everything. It's fun to see it this way, but I'm even more excited to see the front clip and the box on and everything.
If you want to make a bracket, Jeff, we sure can. What if we just did like a flat plate of like 1/8" aluminum that had two, it was kind of cantilevered out to where it had like two nutserts in the bottom of the cowl there, and then came out and then the box screwed to that. All right, so we're 2 weeks and a day out from this thing needing to be in the trailer bound for SEMA. We've been working hard on the engine, just kind of getting some of the accessory drive buttoned up. We got the power steering hooked up. We just put the core support in. We're about ready to drop the radiator, the fans. So things are coming together. Jeff is gonna get the Holley mounted for the fuel injection, the Terminator. We're making good progress. We're gonna make it.
Everything marked now. Drill 2 holes, mount the ECU, and it's in the truck.
Okay. I trust you.
The most critical thing we need for mounting is the computer sitting right there on the bench.
Yeah. If you're gonna bolt this in, you're gonna need this.
Yes.
Part of the,
You need the this. Right, I got the wrench on the one that's closest, the passenger side one.
Do I have the washers and nuts and everything?
Oh, they're in my hand.
Yeah, I'm going to need a deep well 7/16 and a ratchet.
You just went in there completely unprepared.
You're right. I didn't grab any tools except for.
Or the thing that you went in there to install. But you're here, and that's the important
that's the main
part.
thing that matters. Is I was in here, so. All right, which side you on?
The same side. The same side as I've been on the last 3 times.
Mounted.
I love
It's
it.
good. Looks stout. We're gonna have to put a big old fat hole in the firewall here for the harness to come out.
I don't even want to watch you drill the hole. I don't want to be in the
You
same
did
room.
so much work smoothing the firewall, and we're gonna make a big old massive hole through
Do you
it.
have any how many hours we spent on that firewall?
That was pretty harsh.
I would like you to develop a wireless engine management system.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do that anymore.
Well, let's get this thing mounted.
Yeah.
Let's get the harness out here and strung through at least.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep. You want to show that we split that grommet just to make it easier?
We split this grommet just to make it easier.
All right, Joe, go inside the truck.
There you go. I got it.
Okay, hold on. We got one more bulky thing here. Use that. Even ignition. This is for your coil packs on the passenger side. This should be the crank sensor. Trying to kind of tuck this and keep everything back as tight the intake as we can to keep it look clean.
I'm going to try to tuck this stuff up in, like, kind of into the fender there.
Yeah.
And then up under here. We'll still make it.
All right, so what we did here is we bored a 2-inch hole in the firewall down here for the main harness of the Holley to go through. Then we put Earl's grommet in there, secured by 4 bolts. So you got a nice, clean-looking install from the outside where the harness goes out in the engine bay. You can see this is the main harness here. It's going to end up getting buttoned up in here, kind of tucked back away. You've got some I/O connectors. We've got tack signal, fuel pump outputs here. We've got the power harness for the engine ECU. It runs the opposite way of the main I/O harness, so you want to kind of keep away from noise and stuff. So it laid out really well on the truck, and we're pretty happy how it's turned out so far.
I'm going to go over it that way a little bit. That looks great. Should we hook up our hoses? All right, so this thing doesn't look a whole lot different than it did maybe the last time you saw it, but we're just checking little things off the list here. We've got the steering column installed, brake booster and master. This bracket made it up perfectly to the stock pedal assembly. I was kind of worried about that, and it worked out really, really well. I think I have a plan for the exhaust. We've got the Holley Terminator installed. We're just kind of finishing up with some of the wiring needed to make it run. The trailer for SEMA leaves in a week and a half. It's going to be tight, but we're going to make it. All right, I think, Zach, if we can try to get the harness further sorted out, and especially the stuff to make the engine run, you know, run the wires to the starter. We've got the battery tray painted. We can put the battery in it and kind of start battery cables, that kind of thing. I want us to focus on that. And Kevin, I haven't had time to sit down and figure out the differential vent and the fuel tank vent, whatever we need to do there. If you can figure that out, I'm gonna sleep a lot better tonight.
We'll get it done.
You want the water temp to run over to here, or you want to tuck it down in here, like up in here? And
I think we should do that, and we could come through over there if that would be better. What do you think? You like that?
I like it. I want one of those now. So we're brainstorming where we want to put a hole at in the firewall to run this wire through.
But we can't go through the hole that all of the Holley Terminator wires go through because this will generate interference that will cause problems with the computer.
I was sort of thinking something kind of low, but then, I mean, it kind of makes more sense to go higher because you can see it.
Let's do it right there.
Uh-oh. I knew that was going to happen.
You're okay.
Did I nail the back of the engine with that? Dang, I was hoping I would. That way we could go get a big block and swap it out.
And this one is down here.
This one needs to be higher.
So we need to drill up.
Like up there, yeah. Even off the top, maybe.
You want to go right off the
If
top?
if you put if you can get in there, yeah. If you put your Adel clamp right there.
Okay.
You're grounded.
The 2 big red wires,
Yeah.
including the battery cable.
3 big red wires.
So yeah, 3 big red wires are going to go on that threaded stud on the starter.
Thanks, bud.
Next Friday, this thing has to be done.
In the trailer.
Right? In the trailer next Friday for SEMA. So like Monday, you're thinking, run it over to Ben's?
Pick up the rest of the sheet metal.
Okay, any plans a weekend at all?
I'll be here tomorrow, do the brake lines.
When do you think an initial startup?
Today.
Today? Ambitious? Okay.
Work quickly.
Yeah, all right. Gas, you have the fuel line ran?
Yep.
Okay.
We need to power up the fuel pump back there.
I'm excited. I'm pretty positive we can get this thing run today. Fuel system's all plumbed into it. The motor's already been ran on the dyno. The Terminator X is the actual one that was used on the dyno, so we know the base tune's all dialed in, the engine runs. We just got to land a few wires, get the electric fans wired up, and get the Terminator power landed, and we should be in good shape. It should work. Okay. This will run up. This will run the battery. You want to buzz off, drill a hole, and tap it for the fans. That's something else that needs to get knocked out.
I mean, everything is pretty well
It looked like it was relatively
kind of
landed.
separated out. Yeah, I don't think. We also don't have any fuses in the panel. We got some work to do yet.
We got an hour of putting straps on, grinding some paint and stuff. I mean, your fuel pump wire is pretty simple to run to the back.
Fuel pump wiring is hooked up.
Tell me when you're ready to try to fire this thing. You ready?
I'm ready if you're ready. This truck has never run as long as we've had it. It never had an engine in it. So it's a really big moment. It's almost like it's, you know, it's a cliche, but like it's received its heart or whatever. And so we want to see if it all works. And we're also like just about out of time. So, you know, this is pretty complicated. We've got the Holley, we've got all the electronics. And if something goes wrong and we have to chase down a problem, we don't have a lot of time to do it.
Crossing your fingers. Okay, so that's a bonus. Terminator's powered up, so we got
I
power.
don't hear a fuel pump. Do we not have a fuse in that circuit yet? And I don't see fuel pressure.
That's the fuel pump.
102. It needs
Yeah,
a fuse.
102, that's fuel pump power circuit.
Oh, we
Got
do.
it. We got it.
My heart rate just went. Can you believe that?
Bingo!
Whew.
It's got a very nice low growl to it.
Yeah. The thing is, you know, you can always fix, if it doesn't work, you can always fix it. But like, we don't have time to fix it.
Our troubleshooting time is 0 right now.
We have no troubleshooting. So as long as it goes into gear and the tires spin.
Yep. Nice.
I was gonna hug you, but that's the manlier version. We didn't have any fuel leaks. You know, that's what I was running around. It seems like always, first time you fire with this high pressure,
Yep.
you know, 60 PSI.
There's one fitting you got.
Fuel spraying out somewhere, but no, nothing. No puddles underneath it. Nothing caught fire. No burned wires. I'm excited now. Maybe I'll sleep tonight, and then, oh, maybe I won't because I'll be here. But
Yeah. Maybe you'll sleep on the floor for a while.
I'll sleep better on the floor.